The most powerful force in your financial life isn't your paycheck, your credit score, or even your investment returns. It's a silent threshold. One specific number that, once you cross it, flips a hidden switch in your wealth's operating system. And that number isn't $1 million, or even 100,000. It's 20,000. Before it, your money is just a passenger in your life, reactive, temporary, spending its entire existence just covering the next bill. But after you cross $20,000 in liquid savings, something profound happens. Your money wakes up. It stops being a passenger and it reports for duty. This isn't about net worth or home equity. This is about the precise moment your cash on hand gains a voice, starts earning its own keep, and fundamentally changes what is financially possible for you. Imagine 2 employees. You are employee number 1, trading your time for money. Every single expense in your life is your responsibility. Every coffee, every streaming subscription, every unexpected car repair comes directly out of your pocket, demanding more of your time to replenish it. It's an exhausting, one-person economy. But there's a second employee you can hire. This one doesn't need sleep, doesn't take weekends off, and never asks for a raise. This is your capital employee. Its job is simple: to earn a paycheck that covers some of your life's expenses, so you don't have to. The problem is, you can't hire this employee with good intentions or a detailed budget. You hire it with a signing bonus of exactly $20,000. That number isn't arbitrary. It's the minimum viable team. Let's make it concrete. At a conservative but achievable 5% annual return, $20,000 generates $1,000 in investment income per year. That's roughly $83 a month. Now, before you think that's trivial, you're looking at it wrong. You're seeing a number. You need to see a bill. That $83 is now a bill your money pays, not you. It could cover your basic phone plan. It could handle your Spotify and Netflix. For the first time, a line item on your budget has a new, permanent payer, your capital employee. This is the hidden system switch. Pre-$20,000, you are in a state of financial scarcity, even if your income is decent. Every dollar has a dozen urgent jobs. Saving feels like deprivation. Post $20,000, you enter a state of financial architecture. You are no longer just moving money around. You are building an income-generating structure. Your first $20,000 isn't just an emergency fund. It's the foundational crew for your wealth's construction site. Most people never meet this employee because they keep it trapped in a checking account, doing a job that pays zero. Or they hit $15,000 and see a new car down payment. They treat their capital like a temporary visitor, not a permanent hire. They miss the moment of activation. Let's meet 2 people navigating this exact threshold. Robin has $18,000 saved. Leo has $22,000 saved. On paper, they are only $4,000 apart. In reality, they live in different financial universes. Robin's money is a monolithic block, sitting nervously in a high-yield savings account. It has one purpose: be there for an emergency. It is pure cost of living insurance. When Leo looks at his $22,000, he sees 2 distinct entities. He sees a $10,000 emergency fund, his financial shock absorber, and he sees a $12,000 capital employee stationed in a simple, low-cost index fund. That employee's sole job is to grow and generate his bill-pay paycheck. The math starts quietly, but the psychological shift is immediate. For Leo, a $100 unexpected expense isn't a budgetary crisis. It's an annoyance. He knows his capital employee earned $50 last month anyway. The friction of life diminishes. For Robin, that same $100 expense is a direct withdrawal from her life energy, from her next hour of work. This is the real change. Not the dollars, but the drain. Your money's first real job is to buy you mental bandwidth. Now, the acceleration begins. Because once your capital employee is on payroll, every additional dollar you save has a multiplier effect. You're not just adding to a pile, you're promoting your employee, giving it more resources to work with, increasing its paycheck. Saving $500 a month used to just be $500. Now, it's $500 plus the expected earnings of all the capital that's already working. You've transitioned from linear saving to geometric building. The goal is no longer a number. The goal is to get your capital employee's monthly paycheck to cover a specific, real-life cost for you. Let's project this out. Say you commit to getting your employee to cover your $150 monthly utility bill. At a 5% return, you'd need about $36,000 working for you. So you save from $20,000 to $36,000 with a clear, tangible mission to permanently erase that bill from your personal responsibility. Once that's done, you target the next bill, your $300 grocery haul, requiring roughly $72,000. Each milestone isn't abstract. It's a concrete piece of your cost of living being outsourced to a silent, relentless partner. This is the anti-budget framework. Instead of tracking every coffee, you're systematically assigning your bills to a more efficient payer. You are the CEO, and your capital is your first hire. Your job shifts from doing all the work to managing the growth of the team that does the work. The most common mistake is underestimating the launch phase. Getting to $20,000 feels like a slog because you're doing all the work alone. This is the phase of pure discipline. It requires a temporary, targeted austerity, not a lifetime of deprivation, but a focused sprint to hire your first employee. This is where people quit, calling it impossible. They don't see it as a hiring bonus. They see it as a locked-up sacrifice. But once that bonus is paid, everything changes, because your new employee starts working the next day. Let's trace Leo's path. He hits $22,000 and formally allocates $12,000 to his index fund employee. In his first year, that capital earns, say, $600. He doesn't touch it. He reinvests it, giving his employee a raise. Now his employee is working with $12,600. Meanwhile, Leo keeps funding it from his paycheck, adding maybe $400 a month. By the end of year 2, his capital employee isn't just a concept. It's an $18,000 asset generating nearly $900 a year. That's over $75 a month covering bills without Leo lifting a finger. The strategy flips from scrimping to strategically redirecting cash flow. Your primary focus becomes feeding your employee, not just funding your lifestyle. Every raise, every bonus, every side hustle dollar has a predefined destination, your employee's resource pool. This is the point where saving transforms into capital allocation. You're not hiding money under a mattress. You're deploying a productive asset. Contrast this with Robin's path. She gets a $5,000 bonus at work. With $18,000 in the bank, she's so close to the threshold. But without seeing the system, she sees the bonus as a reward for her hard work. She books a $3,000 vacation, puts $2,000 into her savings, and now sits at $20,000. She's hit the number, but she hasn't activated the system. Her money is still one dormant block, a passive emergency fund. She crossed the line, but didn't flip the switch. A year later, her $20,000 is still just $20,000, maybe with a little interest, still bearing the full burden of her financial life alone. The psychological weight hasn't lifted. The friction remains. The difference isn't intelligence or income. It's recognizing the $20,000 mark not as a finish line, but as a launch platform. Your first capital employee is the prototype. The ultimate goal is to build an entire shift. Imagine a work shift for your life's expenses. The night shift is you, trading your time for money. The goal is to build a day shift made entirely of capital employees, quietly generating the income to cover more and more of your costs. Reaching $20,000 is clocking in that first day shift worker. Your aim is to get that shift to cover all your essential bills. That's financial resilience. Then you build a second shift to cover your comforts. That's financial freedom. So, how do you engineer this from zero? You break the journey into 3 distinct phases, each with a different mindset. Phase 1, the solo grind, from $0 to $20,000. This is your bootstrap period. Your only job is to accumulate the hiring bonus. Here, you implement a temporary, ruthless efficiency. Track every dollar for a single month, not to budget forever, but to find 1 or 2 major cash leaks you can plug. The unused subscription, the frequent takeout, the expensive car payment. Redirect that entire flow into your hiring bonus account. This phase is a short-term project with a glorious permanent payoff. You're not cutting coffee forever. You're racing to hire help. Phase 2, the first deployment, the moment you hit $20,000. This is a ritual. You immediately split the money into 2 accounts. The first is your foundation fund, your $10,000 emergency buffer. It stays in a safe, accessible place. The second is your first capital employee's operating fund, $10,000. This gets deployed into a simple, low-cost portfolio. A total market index fund is your employee's workstation. Your instruction is clear. Reinvest all earnings. Grow. Phase 3, the promotion cycle, from $20,000 to infinity. Now, every additional dollar you save has a predefined mission. You are promoting your employee by increasing its resources. Set your first bill target. Is it your $40 phone bill? That needs about $9,600 working. Feed your employee until it hits that. Celebrate when that bill is officially off your personal books. Then target the next one. This turns wealth building into a series of clear, tangible victories, not a vague, decades-long marathon. The magic is in the shift of identity. Before, you are an earner. After, you are a builder and a manager. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Does this help or hinder my employee's mission?" That new question is the filter that builds real wealth. This system becomes your financial operating system. It runs silently in the background, turning time and consistency into a structural advantage. The $20,000 threshold is the point where momentum becomes tangible, where your money's effort visibly supplements your own. It's the end of the beginning. You don't need a windfall. You need a blueprint. Start the solo grind with the clear picture of your first employee clocking in. Every dollar saved is a step closer to changing the entire game. Because once your money starts working for you, you can start working less for it. That's the real change. And it begins the day you cross that line and finally put your capital to work.
The single best financial decision you can make right now? Invest in your financial education. Hit subscribe to get our next breakdown and turn on notifications so you don't miss out, because the system only works if you apply it consistently. I'll see you in the next one.